Hi, everybody. I am Jay, and as you can see, we are reviewing and kind of reacting to YEBBA's My Mind. Um, I have already seen this video many times, and I am a fan of YEBBA. I love her music, I love her voice, and we are just going to do a quick reaction to her video. Before we start, I would just like to say, please subscribe to me, okay? Please subscribe to this channel for more videos. Listen, if you think you done seen everything I got, you got another thing coming, okay? I'm just getting started, all right? This is just the beginning, all right? um, but yes. Also, I would just like to say before we start, I do these videos for you guys. I do not do these videos for the artist, okay? So I don't want the artist to ever see this if they ever do. Yeah, but if you ever see this, I am not critiquing your singing. You are not my vocal student. I am not, that's not my goal. However, I want people, if somebody ever wanted to learn how to sing like you, I want them to be able to know what you are and are not doing. So this is just that. All right, so let's just begin at the beginning. This is what feels like. That's right, y'all. Always be nice. Out the gate. Out the gate. Out the gate. She wasted no time with that run. That was beautiful. From that alone, if I was watching that live, legit, I would be like, "Oh, she ain't come to play. She know what she doing." Okay, let's keep going. Are you coming at 2:45? You closed the door and lay down next to me. But then I heard you say her name in your sleep. Your dirty secrets too far gone to keep. So already, uh, this is why it's difficult to mimic somebody's vocal sound, right? Because somebody who was not, somebody who's listening to her may or may not think that she's singing with a lot of breath in her voice. When really, if you get down to her tone, that core of her vocal tone is still there. She's not, I heard you coming at 2:45. She's, I heard you coming at 2:45. That tone is still there. It's just a little bit on the breathier side, but that core tone is still there. And that's why it's difficult for listeners to then try to go and recreate what somebody's doing, because if you just listen to her, a lot of people would think she was singing like this, right? With all this air passing through, but really her chords they sound fairly balanced, but kind of leaning to the breathier side. Just leaning a little bit. Let's keep going. I ain't crying. I'm about to lose my I'm about to lose my mind. So YEBBA automatically out the gate And I think she hit this note at the beginning too. She soars right up to that C5. Da 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 da. Um, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. There's no transition in her voice. Like you can't really hear a click happening when she goes from that chest voice range to that mixed notes. She's a very good singer. She's really really good. I mean, obviously we know she's really skilled and really talented. Um, but yeah, that was really good. My mind, about to lose my mind, my mind. Yeah. I think about you all the day. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay, so even though I've seen this video over 100 times, I just got goosebumps up my arm. What I love about YEBBA's voice is um, she invokes a lot of classical sound into her singing, but it's also very guttural. It's also very I would be willing to bet that she has not had any vocal training at all. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Um, I think that she sings from like the depth of her booty hole walls. Like she's she sings from the depth of her soul, and um, it it just comes out in her vocal. Um, you even hear a little bit of that of a yodel there when she went to the. Uh, well, I forget what she did, but the yeah, whatever that thing was, which was great. I loved it. Um, but yeah, she's no, she's really good. Like this is good. You can't even look me dead in the eyes. Her love is strong, she got you hypnotized. You say you love me, but I know it's a lie. When I work so hard to keep you satisfied. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So I love that she added that distortion in there. Yebba is a vocal portfolio. Y'all know how they say Brandy is the vocal Bible? Just this performance is a vocal portfolio because she shows you those lower chest notes in the beginning. She soars up to that mix at the da 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 da. And right there, she even gives you a little bit of that vocal distortion. And this is the way that I have learned about vocal distortion. You have to start with a clear foundation of a voice. So you have to start with a clear, balanced tone. You can't add distortion over a breathy. How do I say it? You can't add vocal distortion over a tone that is already kind of, I don't want to say malnourished. That's not what I'm trying to say, but you don't want to have a tone that is not balanced, because you can really do some damage to yourself if you're singing with not enough compression, or if you're singing with bad airflow, any of those kind of things. But Yebba here is just physically taking this air in and releasing it, and with that clear tone, she's just kind of putting that distortion as like a little filter over the voice. That's how I learned distortion. You take clear tone and it's just adding a very thin layer of a filter over top of it. Obviously, the distortion is not her full tone because she's not singing with it at all times. I think she's very in control of what she's doing. And She's doing a great job. Go Yebba.
I'm about to lose my
A flat. This girl has been singing for years. She's been singing for as long as she's been alive. Because she has so much control over her voice. And like I said earlier, I don't think that she's vocally trained. I don't think that she is classically trained. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she sang in church. She was raised in church, I think, which is where so many amazing singers were born. But yeah, she just has control from the bottom to the top, and that is magnificent.
I'm about to lose my mind, my mind, my mind. About to lose my mind, my mind, my mind. About to.
I also want to talk about her accuracy with these pitches. Her accuracy with these pitches it's amazing. I follow her on Instagram, and she was talking, like, this is such a long time ago, but she made a video like maybe months or maybe even years ago, where she was saying that some days when you wake up, you struggle with your pitch. She was like, yeah, some days, no matter what you do, your sense of pitch is just like off, which kind of lets me know that she is, and this performance just lets you know that she's very precise when it comes to her note choice. And I think that if you were to ask her, pitch and being accurate on those notes is important to her. Yeah.
Lose my how could you do this to me?
I also want to say something. If we go back and listen to this right here, she kind of clipped that last note, but it was beautiful. Right there. But what people don't understand is when you are singing from this spiritual place that she is singing right now, an audience does not care. They almost prefer that some notes are a little bit imperfect. She does not sound bad, but that note was not super precise in the scale. And if you go back and listen to all the greats, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Barbra Streisand, all those old female singers, they didn't always hit the pitches just, like a robot. You don't want it to be mechanic. They sang with this sense of soul, and they sang around these notes, and not out of key, never out of key, really. But it makes you relatable to a listener. A listener does not listen for perfection. They listen for relatability, and they want to be able to connect. And that is what is so special about this performance here, because she's really inviting these audience members into a moment of her life, which is why I think that this song is one of the hardest songs to cover, even if you have the range and the pitches. But we'll get into that later. I digress.
No way, no way, she can't take you away from me.
That's church. Come on, Yebba.
I sure won't stay, but I'll be damned if I ever leave. No way, no way, she won't take you away from me.
Sing. Sing.
Ooh, I sure won't stay, but I'll be damned if I ever leave. If I ever leave. Anybody know what I'm talking about? No way, she can't take you away from me. No way.
Let me tell y'all something. The key, in my opinion, the key to a very strong voice and vocal longevity is a good, clean, mixed voice. Breath, a good sense of breath, but a strong, amazing sense of mixed voice. And she has it. She has that mixed voice is so awesome. So good. Video coming on that soon.
And I sure won't stay, but I'll be damned if I ever leave. Oh, in my mind, my mind, I think about you all the time. My mind, you always be mine. I know. That's that one.
She gonna say that's that. Yeah, no, that was that. Yeah, but that was phenomenal. Just a amazing vocal performance. And I want to say the reason why I think this song is so hard to cover is because, like I said, she's creating a moment. She has invited these listeners into a moment, like a real moment in her life. And the issue that I have sometimes is that I see people cover this song and they are only focused on singing the runs, right? Which her runs are very difficult. They're very precise. You know, if you would like to know how to be able to do her runs, go to my video, Singing Runs for Beginners. I lay it all out there. That method works. But they only focus on the pitches, or they only focus on the words, or they only focus on the range. But they don't realize that was like a spiritual experience for YEBBA. That was something that you can't recreate, you know. That's like I can't even think of something to compare. If you have a video that you think could compare in creating a moment, put it in the comments. I can't even think of. I know there are so many out there, but when you have to think of them on the fly, you can't. I would say Beyonce's Resentment, but even then, YEBBA she reached deep down within herself and pulled something out and gave it to this audience. And that is how you build a fan base. That's just how you perform. That's just good performance. She being a performer is bearing it all on stage and letting people really get into a glimpse of your experiences and who you are. Good job. Good job, YEBBA. If you would like for me to react to any other videos, please, please, please leave them in the comments, okay? Or send me a message. I'll watch it. Might even react to it. We'll see. All right? Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, official Jonathan E. Smith. Follow me on Facebook. Like my page on Facebook. So much more to come. And be on the lookout for my book. Bye, guys.